Hello, and welcome to the SturdyCotton channel. Today we will be talking about my newest favorite thing, fishing. So, since this is a few days in, I feel like a lot of people have already attempted fishing, kind of get the gist, but I did want to do a brief tutorial just because I really enjoy this. So, first and foremost, you can't start fishing until you're adventure rank 20. Then you'll get an automated quest where you have to speak with Catherine. That's called Exploding Population. I did do a prior video on this, which you can go to my channel just to check out. It has the entire quest details, the text, etc. So if you wanted a really in-depth look at the actual quest, you can check it out, as well as my first impressions on fishing. So as you've already seen from the mechanics, you essentially have this kind of range that you have to get your cursor, whatever you're using in. That has to go over for a prolonged period of time, and then once you hit that timer, you catch the fish. Different fish require different bait, and different fish are harder. There are also ornamental fish, which I'm about to catch. You'll probably notice every once in a while that there's a fish jumping in the pool lake area that you're trying to catch a fish. That would indicate that it's an ornamental fish, which you could actually place in your teapot in a pool that you can craft. They are more difficult to catch and a little more time consuming, but the pro of it is that you get to keep the fish, you get to put it in your teapot, and theoretically, from how it looks, you'll be able to grow it. So far, I have really enjoyed fishing. On a lot of the games I've played, like Animal Crossing, I got the golden fishing rod, I got the master catch achievement. Like, it's one of those things that I really enjoy that isn't necessarily super involved in the plot, but it's something I really like to do. And usually stuff like fishing, catching bugs, like the kind of side quest things, I really thrive on. As you can see in my video, I am just having a lapse in judgment and I keep sending out the wrong bait, which is why this guy doesn't want to be caught. So again, as I said before, certain fish require certain bait. If you don't throw out the right bait, you're not going to catch the fish. It's not even going to attempt, you're not going to get a bite. So you might as well just reel the line back in. I think after this, I do actually finally throw out the right bait. Yes, I do. And then successfully catch it. You can't throw it too close because then you'll startle the fish and then you'll see it kind of zoom around. But if you throw it too far, then it won't notice it. So there's this fine line between too far and too short. But most of the fish do move fast enough that even so, you're not really waiting too long. And that's about it. We'll catch this fish and then go over to kind of what fish require what bait and go from there. So this next section is discussing types of bait versus types of fish. So there are 4 types of bait. First there's the fruit paste, the red rot bait, the wormies, and then the fly fishing. So I personally do group the fish into categories. I call the kind of elegant looking ones, I call them betas/guppies. They take the fruit paste. Next is, I call them almost gars. They have that pointed front. They take the red rot. Next are the 2 koi fish. What they take is the fly fish, which I also sometimes call feathers. Next is the angel fish, which takes the wormies. And then the 2 last, the big fish, I think they look like groupers. They take the fly fish/feather as well. So each of these fish correspond to a different type of bait, which is how you successfully catch them. Again, if you use the wrong type of bait, they may swim up to it, but they ultimately won't bite it. You won't get a bite from them, which is fine. You just reel it back and send it back out. So no worries if you forget the bait. I keep doing it even though I know. So again, no worries. You keep trying until you get it. So the nice thing about each fishing spot is it will tell you what fish are in that location. However, I have noticed that there seems to be 3 exclusive fish, one for each region, that is found nowhere else, which is what I'm going to go over next. So I am terrible at pronunciation, which is why you probably hear me calling, certain things, certain names in my video, mainly because I have trouble pronouncing, some of these fish names. So I'm just gonna flash the location up on the screen, as well as the name of the fish I'm catching. We are starting out in Liyue with the regional exclusive there. Next, we're off to Innozuma. So I hate this spot. I knew it was going to be something when I first found it. God, I died so many times here trying to get the electric sealy where it needed to be. I hate this place, but I knew it was going to be something. And then here we are, a fish that we need actually to craft the exclusive weapon, the catch, which I'll show you later on. For the third region, we're back in Mondstadt / Dragon Spine. It's right on the top, kind of the only pool on the mountain. But conveniently, there is a warmer right next to where you can fish, so you won't have to worry about freezing to death, which I think is a nice gesture. So, like the regional fish, each land does have its own fishing association, which does have exclusive goods. All 3 do have a fishing rod that has benefits in said land, but they also each have a little something different. Like the one in Mondstadt does have the fishing bait, so that you can craft fishing bait after you run out of the initial bait that you're given. The next fishing spot, again, has its own fishing rod, but this is actually where you buy the pool for your teapot. So it does cost 20 red guppies, which really isn't bad. They seems to be the most common one, and then you can essentially craft that and place it in your teapot. I will show you it in a little bit. It's huge. I've crafted 5 of them, hoping to kind of just put them right next to each other, but they are massive. So I will show you those in a little bit. So the last shop is in Innozuma. So it has, again, the fishing rod, but what they have here is it's the catch. It is a pole arm type weapon, and it does also have the refinement material there that you can purchase, but as all other things, you do have to exchange fish. So the thing that I want to point out the most for it is that exclusive fish that I showed you prior in the video at that horrible spot where you get electrocuted and poisoned and whatever you want to call it over and over again. So that's fun, and that's the fish you need to craft it, which makes it a little bit difficult, but just by looking at kind of its stats and everything, it looks like a pretty good pole arm. So we've arrived at my teapot. I did craft 5 of these pools just because I'm a little bit obsessive, and I do anticipate catching a lot of these fish. I do have the materials required up on screen. Considering it is such an excessive structure, it's really not that bad as far as cost. But again, in a moment you're going to see this thing is just kind of gigantic. It is really nice. I do apologize for the layout of my teapot. It is more of just a means to an end. I have now I'm going to have my fishing layouts and just some farming. I do maintain king status though, just so I get the max amount of coins per day. So it does look like you could put 5 fish per pool, which is why I did 5 separate pools, just because I anticipate catching a lot of fish during this time frame. I think that's about it, guys. So this has been a general tutorial. We went through the mechanics of how to catch fish, bait to fish, ornamental fish, the regional fish, what's in each of the region's shops. We went over the catch a little bit. So I think that's a good overall guide. So in this video, the only thing I really didn't include is the different fishing spots. I feel like there's already so much of this on Instagram, YouTube already, and I'm still looking for them myself. So that is why I didn't post them on here. So I do apologize for that. Alright guys, I think that's about it. I did include a video of me just failing utterly to catch this red fish. If you haven't already failed already, the first time you miss a fish, it is a secret achievement. You do get 5 primo gems. So, slight consolidation prize. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.